You know what? I don't like this corner anymore. I don't think it works well for these videos. I'm going to redecorate. Yes. I'm going to redecorate. Where should I go? I've redecorated. I really like it. Yes, so I'm in a new corner today. I am in the Who corner. Usually I record my videos over in that direction of the room. Today I'm going to record my videos in this direction of the room, and this is where I usually record the Who corner, which is my review show for series 12. So this will be the place where I usually review now, and well, the Who corner is going to be back on soon because Doctor Who returns on New Year's Day, and this year, here's an exclusive, the Who corner will be going live. So for the 10 weeks that series 12 will be on, we will be having live streams straight after the episode has aired, giving my first thoughts on each individual episode. Whether they're negative or whether they're positive, it's going to be my first views of the episode, and I'm going to spill them all out. Today, I am here to break down every individual episode of series 12 and what happens in each one. Last time, I looked at the series 12 trailer, and I said that I'd have a more spoilery breakdown for the episode here. So, let's crack into this. Episode 1 then. Episode 1 is written by Chris Chibnall, as always. The showrunner and head writer always writes the first and last episodes of the seasons. This will be a spy-based episode, a James Bond-based episode. Apparently it will feature UNIT, apparently it will feature Kate Stewart, perhaps it will also feature Osgood. What's definite is that there were UNIT fans spotted at filming, first of all. Retro UNIT fans, and I think because of the resolution scene with UNIT, it teased that UNIT was disbanded. Perhaps that wasn't there for no reason, and perhaps that could be a setup for this series. So that's a possibility. What's definite is that Stephen Fry will be making an appearance, and Sir Lenny Henry will be making an appearance. Their characters are unknown as of yet, but we think that Sir Lenny is going to play a villain and Stephen is going to play a ally, but that could switch around on its head, you never know. Episode 1 will be directed by Jamie Magnus Stone and will probably be 60 to 65 minutes long, like openers often are, and Woman Who Fell to Earth was, so probably. Next up, episode 2. Oh yeah, episode 1 is rumoured to be called Fall of the Regime. There's also going to be an action sequence, or lots of action sequences. There's going to be a big car chase, there's going to be motorbike car chases, there's going to be, all action, James Bondy type things, what you'd expect from a spy thing. And it will have a massive cliffhanger, which will be interesting. It's also teased by Chris Chibnall to be the biggest episode of Doctor Who of all time. It isn't going to be, because Day of the Doctor exists, Stolen Earth exists, How's End of Time exists. It's not going to be the biggest episode of all time. We've heard a few rumours, one which implies that there will be 13 Doctors before Hartnell. That's a load of tosh. If it turns out to be true, I will be totally ashamed of Chris Chibnall and I will just give up on this era, because Christ, that would be going too far. But, maybe I'll do a video on that. maybe I should give those people the attention that they deserve, and you know, not that they're gonna notice me, but you know. Episode 2 then, yeah, it will pick up from where episode 1 left off with the cliffhanger, which will probably be a plane crash or something as teased in the trailer and from what we know. So that could be explosive. It seems like the fam will be separated, at least at first. The Doctor will meet Noor Inyat Khan, who was a spy in 1943. In the 1940s, World War II. It's set in 1943 Paris. It could be quite a grim one. I believe it's written by Vinny Patel, who wrote Demons of the Punjab. So it'll be a very rosary, Demons of the Punjab type episode. And Noor Inyat Khan, I hadn't heard of her before. She was a spy and she died by being shot in the head in a concentration camp. So that could be really grim. I really hope they do that, because it would be controversial, but if they pulled it off well, it could be great. It could be really powerful, it could be really shocking, it could be really gripping. We don't know what aliens are in this episode. There will be aliens, however big a role they play, and it will link in with episode 1. Episode 3 is written by Ed Heim, I believe, who wrote It Takes You Away. Not one of my favourite stories, I must admit. But he has potential as a writer, I guess. The basic concept of It Takes You Away was fine. It's just the execution was a bit crap. And Ed is writing this one. Apparently it features colourful aliens, from what I've been told, but that may be complete lies. I forgot to say, episode 2 was directed by Lee Haven Jones, as is episode 3. So yeah, there's some sort of aliens. It's set on an alien planet. People with wigs, probably, I think we've seen. It may feature those gas mask type things that was seen in the trailer. I don't know. The next few, there's no director known. Obviously, with writers, we're just speculating here because they're not officially known. Episode 4 is the Victorian New York episode. It features Graham Viznik as Nikola Tesla. And he's quite an influential figure, but is missed out of British history. So Chibnall will explore that a lot. And it will be set in... Let me get my info up, because I do have some info about that. Exclusive. Where is it? Sorry. It will be 1903, which sets the story of him beginning his testing of Wardenclyffe Tower. There's an exclusive for you. That's when it's set. Chibnall revealed it himself. So the episode, the writer's unknown, the director's unknown. It's going to be one of the new writers, Charlene Jones, Maxine James, I want to say. No, Nina Mativia or Maxine Alderton. So it's going to be one of those four. And it will either be directed by Nida Manzoor or Emma Sullivan. Episode 5... That's when things get really interesting in the series, I think. That will be the Sea Devil episode, apparently. It may be complete bollocks, but I hope it's true. Sea Devil's a long due return. Chibnall wanted them to return in Series 5, in his Silurian story, but he just didn't, and he was saving them up for his era, so it seems likely that they could return here. And it's directed by Jamie Magnus Stone, and it seems like Jamie Magnus Stone is directing the most important ones. He's directing episodes 1, 5, 9 and 10, so those could be really important episodes of the series. That will probably be written by Chris Chibnall if it's true. It will be an environmental-based episode which will tackle the theme of climate change, the theme of global warming, the effects of the environment, and that's why it seems likely that the Sea Devils will appear with a redesign, because obviously they live in the water. Their environment will be impacted if global warming goes ahead. So I think that could be really interesting as an episode, to be honest. It has a lot of potential, as long as it's not too lectury. But I think it's important to, especially for the younger viewers, to show climate change in a science fiction format and show the effects that it could have. I think that could be really impactful if they play the cards right. It's probably Chibnall written, so probably not. There's only 4 Chibnall episodes this year, which is down from the 6 that we had last year, so that's good, I guess. That's one thing. The next episode, writers and directors unknown. I believe it will probably be directed by, what's her name? It will be directed by Nida Manzoor, sorry. And it will be written by Pete McTighe, probably, who did Kablam last year. It's going to be the Jadoon episode, and this is one we know quite a bit about because the Jadoon was spotted filming. Here's a fact: the only reason we found out the Jadoon were returning, which is the only piece of news we had up until about last week relating to Series 12, was that they were filming outside and there was no way to keep it quiet from the media, so they announced it anyway. So if they were filming indoors, we wouldn't know about the Jadoon until at least the trailer. So I'm kind of glad they did it outside, so we got something through the gap year. It wasn't much, but we got some news. And yeah, so if Pete McTighe does that, he wrote Kablam, which was average in my opinion, but it was more enjoyable than Series 11, and I think he has more potential than some of the Series 11 writers, especially Chris Chibnall. So you never know. It will be an episode which will focus on Yaz and her career at Hallamshire Police Station, and it will have her in a major role. It looks like another Time Lord will also be in this episode. Perhaps that could be the Master, perhaps this could be a Time Lord we haven't yet met. It would be great if it was like the Meddling Monk or something. That would be really cool. But it's not going to be. The Jadoon are after a Time Lord. I believe they mistake the Doctor to be this Time Lord, arrest the Doctor and Graham and Ryan, and then Yaz has to find a way to get them out. Episode 7, here's where we start to get a little bit more thin in terms of details. It's directed by Emma Sullivan, and it's written by, we don't know who it's written by. It's either going to be written by Nina Mativier, Maxine Alderton, or Charlene James. It will feature a creature that can travel through walls, including the TARDIS, and can... It looks like it's going to be a Base and the Siege story, which could be really exciting. It could be really interesting, or just like a fun run around. I guess this could be Pete McTighe's as well, but I'm guessing this is one of the new writers' stories. It sounds like an interesting story from the look of it in the trailer. It looks dark and exciting and action-packed, so I kind of hope this is an episode which is just with the TARDIS team, just with the main 4, which explores their dynamic while they're being chased round the TARDIS through all the rooms, with that creature coming after them and trying to get inside. So that could be really exciting if it's played well. I believe it's based on the Siege though. Episode 8 is Emma Sullivan again. Writer is unknown, but it's either going to be Nina Mativier, Maxine Alderton, or Charlene James. It's going to be the Cyberman one, which is exciting. Mary Shelley is going to play a part in the story of Rumours Are True, who is the writer of Frankenstein. It's going to be interesting because they did a story written by Mark Platt on Big Finish Audio Productions, which saw the Cybermen being created on Earth with... what am I talking about? Mary Shelley becoming the 8th Doctor's companion. So people will get really annoyed if it's a rip-off and they contradict Big Finish canon. They're gonna contradict Big Finish canon, but we get to see Cybermen. It looks like it's going to be an origin story for the Cybermen, but one of their alternative origins. As you know, Cybermen pop up everywhere. There's lots of alternative origins, and it looks like here is when the Cybermen are created on Earth through different body parts, so that could be cool. And it looks like maybe they're going to be created all the way through, and then Mary Shelley will encounter them and receive the inspiration for Frankenstein. Episode 9 is Jamie Magnus Stone, and episode 10 is Jamie Magnus Stone. It's definite that Chris Chibnall is writing episode 10. Not so definite he's writing episode 9, but I believe he will be writing episodes 9 and 10. I believe, from what I've been told, this is a 2-part finale. I hope so, because we're in desperate need for some 2-parters with a big cliffhanger and a lot of threat. Because last year's finale, the Battle of Ranskarath Kolos, well, we'll pretend that didn't exist. So, yeah, hopefully it's a 2-parter, but we know nothing about this one. I've heard it could be blockbustery, it could have a lot of stunts, but we'll keep you updated on what that is. But it's going to be the finale to the series, hopefully a better finale than Ranskar was. And then we've got a special, which we don't know when that's going to be released. It'll either be released Easter, Christmas 2020, or New Year's Day 2021. So that could be quite a while away. It's directed by Lee Haven Jones. It's gonna be written by Chris Chibnall, most likely. And we don't know anything about it really, other than it's got the Daleks in it. And the Daleks were spotted filming. The reconnaissance Dalek from Resolution is back. It looks really action-packed. There's explosions. There was filming in Cardiff with explosions, which we missed on our night in Cardiff, which was a bummer. Because we were right near it. There's Daleks on the Clifton Suspension Bridge, which should be pretty cool. And yeah, we don't know who's going to be in that one. We don't know which of the fam make it out of the series. If all of them make it out of the series, then all of them will be in the special. If not, some of them will be in the special. Obviously, it's too early to tell. This special could be potentially over a year away. But if the series airs in January and airs for 10 episodes, then it looks likely that they'll do a Resolution type thing, where Resolution was about a month after the series ended, so maybe Easter would be the perfect time to release the special. An Easter special would be cool too. And yeah, that's everything we know about each episode of Series 12. Some of this may change, some of the episode orders may change. I know before with Series 11 some of the episode orders changed. I think Witchfinders is meant to be like episode 4 and Rosa was meant to be episode 2, but they changed them all around. They do that quite a bit. Series 6 was split into half, and then Night Terrors was meant to be in part 1, but they delayed it to part 2. So there could be a lot of changing around. There could be a lot of things that we've gotten completely wrong. But obviously if we find out anything at all about these episodes, any episode titles, any story details of any form, we will let you know here on Mistlow's Moon. And we'll be here, or I will be here, in this corner of the room. I've got a Peter Capaldi poster behind me. Let me know what you think of those story details. Personally, these story details sound interesting, and I hope pretty much all of them are true, because that could be a wide variety of stories, really interesting stories, really action-packed, enjoyable, fun, serious stories that could be really exciting, really different, and Doctor Who could be back. You know, proper Doctor Who. So fingers crossed, fingers crossed. I ended last video by saying that, but fingers crossed. And hopefully we'll have a release date confirmed soon. Hopefully New Year's Day is the release date. They did confirm it by accident the other day, but not officially. So I will be back soon. I will be here with the Who Corner in a few months, when I will be giving my first thoughts of Series 12, which will be really exciting. I'm looking forward to that, and I'm looking forward to going live. Hopefully that should give us a chance to discuss it all together and what we all thought of the episode. Thank you, guys. We will see you next time, same space. Goodbye.